sushi, but sushi done in the most unique way that I've ever seen in my entire life. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 to 10. I spent $15. The name of this restaurant is Five Sushi Bar, and it was one of the most recommended places to sleep in here. What makes it so unique is the ordering process. All of the sushi is sold by the pound, and it's buffet style. So you go in, you grab a box. They have an option of 2 sizes, large or small. Once you pick the box, you grab a tong and you go down the line and you pick the sushi that you want. And it's $14.99 per pound. They have over 30 different options, but the only thing for me is that I have a shellfish allergy. So most of the options that they had was fully contained with shellfish, but I still managed to get like 10 pieces. So I'm gonna show you everything I got and we're gonna try it and rate it 1 to 10. I got a big box because I thought I was gonna be able to get a lot more. Filling this whole box is probably $30 to $50, I would have to assume. And look how much you would get. Instead of showing them one by one, I'm gonna just pick them up as we go. We're gonna start classic, salmon nigiri. In my opinion, the rice is definitely overcooked. It's very gummy, but the salmon is fresh. It's not the freshest salmon I've ever had, but it's not bad. In my opinion, that's right in the middle. 5 out of 10. I put soy sauce on all of these too, by the way. This is spicy salmon belly with chili oil on top. Same thing, the salmon is fresh, the rice is overcooked. I do like the addition of chili oil. It goes a little bit higher for me, 6.5 out of 10. Yellowtail nigiri. That's way fresher, way snappier. The rice is still very overcooked, which is killing me in my opinion. If it wasn't for the rice, this would be very high. 6.5 out of 10. If the rice was cooked right, I feel like this would be like an 8 out of 10, if you ask me. Hamachi with salt and pepper. Oh, that's my favorite one. You can see the rice. See, you can see the texture of the rice. Especially when it comes to nigiri, it's such a simple dish, and the rice is a huge component.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
But this as a sashimi, this high, 8.5 out of 10, and especially for the price. I would come just for that by itself. This is a bluefin tuna gunkin. Please forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. Quality-wise, I feel like this is somewhere in between like Miami and Japan. It's not as fresh as Japan, but it's a little fresher than Miami, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like Miami had really good sushi. For me, this is an 8 out of 10. Overall, this absolutely is a place that I would come back to. And I can see if you love sushi and you don't have a shellfish allergy, this is heaven. You go in there with $15, you walk out with 12 pieces, and if you can have crab and shrimp, you can walk out with all kind of stuff. And it seems like it's a very popular spot because as we speak, the line is out the door. And as always, I pray and hope after this, they continue to reach their target audience. God bless you. Have an amazing day.
There's TikTok food reviewer decided to get a taste of what Seattle has to offer, and he had rave reviews for some local businesses.
King 5's Brady Wakayama reports from Seattle's Chinatown International District.
We're outside of King's Barbecue House off of 6th and Weller. It's these ducks hanging in this window that caught the eye of Keith Lee as he reviewed this business and others, showcasing them to his massive following.
So I got it. Let's try it. Every 1 to 10.
This is Keith Lee, one of the most popular food influencers, with more than 16.5 million followers on TikTok. He made 4 stops in Seattle, the most popular King's Barbecue House in Seattle CID.
I'll show you that I got it. We're going to try it and rate it 1 to 10.
In just a couple days, this post has more than 6.9 million views and more than 776,000 likes. Those ducks in the window.
This is a 9.5 out of 10.
Owners say they've seen a surge in new customers, like Dwayne Bickham.
I've been following Keith Lee for a while, and I trust his judgment. He makes the food look good, and he's going to tell you the real.
This is, I think, called Keith Lee effect.
In effect, Vincent Chen, the owner of Fob Sushi Bar in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood, is in awe.
People just like coming in from everywhere. It's like I saw like somebody's like driving like an hour drive to try us out.
Chen says there's been a 50% increase in sales, a major uptick to the point he's had to order more food and call in extra help from his family.
It's really helped a small business like us. Actually, like that's the best thing that ever happened to me.
It looks amazing.
Meanwhile, our friend Dwayne is finally taking in this moment.
How good was that bite?
Just like I remember. This is it. Got to come check it out. I'm definitely going to give it like a 9.5.
An experience he hopes others will have supporting local restaurants.
Come. You just got to show up. You know, you never know what you're missing unless you try it.
Breaking news. Everyone is concerned for Keith Lee. So Keith Lee recently had sushi at a sushi bar called FOB Sushi in Seattle. But it was a mistake. It's a super popular sushi spot where you buy sushi by weight and they charge $15 a pound. However, while he was reviewing the sushi back in his car, people spotted something unexpected. Keith Lee ate some sort of parasite or worm and he didn't even realize. And people were quick to comment on the situation to warn Keith Lee what happened, but he has yet to make a video and many are thinking he might be sick. Everyone is demanding answers, and they're not happy with Bob's Sushi, not just because of Keith Lee, but also because it's a really popular sushi spot, and the people who like to go there often are just finding out that have parasites in their sushi, which could be due to the fish being handled wrong, or it's simply not good enough quality to be used for a sushi. But now Fab Sushi has also made a statement to everyone who's questioning them, and they're claiming this wasn't a parasite. Meanwhile, it clearly looks like it was. It seems like they're trying to protect the reputation, even though Keith Lee definitely had something in the sushi EA. He's most definitely going to have to get treatment now since these parasites can really make you sick. But now everyone is waiting for an update from Keith Lee, and they're hoping he's going to be okay after this whole situation.
So if you saw my recent video, you saw that my girlfriend had FOB Sushi and we're currently in the hospital as we speak because of the FOB Sushi. But I will be addressing this comment right here just to tell you guys and show you guys that we are not doing this for clout. So right here is the FOB Sushi that we had. We had it Monday around this, obviously the time 2:03. This is all that we had. The next day my girlfriend started texting me saying that she started to have food poisoning. She was pooping a lot. She laid down for 5 seconds, her stomach would start to hurt again, and then she started pooping straight liquid. So during nighttime around 5:40, she woke up again and started pooping just straight blood. I told her to go to urgent care. She was too scared to go at the moment, but she said that if it got worse, she would make a doctor's appointment. So basically, we called the care provider, and then they told us to go into the ER because it's obviously not normal to be pooping out blood. And when she got there with her dad, she basically had to get morphine and oxycodone for the pain that she was having. And then she got a stool test on her poop, and basically to see if there's any bacteria, which brings us here today. And basically she doesn't have a due date to go home because it's still to be determined because she's still pooping and she's still having stomach aches. But she did have a CAT scan and it did say that her colons were inflamed and that there was a lot of bacteria in her stomach area. And we did get the stool test back, and the nurse basically came in saying that her Shiga toxin levels are positive and that there is a form of E. coli that is in her stomach. So we're not posting this as a lie to gain clout or anything. We actually did have FOB Sushi. She did get E. coli from it. No hate towards FOB Sushi. If you support them, you support them. No hate towards that at all. We're just saying that if you do have it, be careful. We did see Keith Lee's video. We saw about the whole worm controversy, and we're just telling you guys to be careful on our end.
I'm gonna go straight to it. We went to a place called FOB Sushi in Seattle the other day. Somebody slowed the video down, and it did appear that something moved. 1000% transparency. I didn't see anything until somebody pointed it out. I can't confirm or deny what it was, but I can confirm I am okay. I appreciate the people who actually did reach out and was worried about me. I'm all right. The only reason I'm making this video is because I just saw a video of somebody who went the day after us, and now they hospitalized. Just me and my character and who I am as a person. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna say something about it. I send my heart and I send my blessings to that person that's in the hospital. And I've already said 1,000 times, I don't believe in tearing down any business. But at the same time, people's health are on the line. So if somebody's saying they're in the hospital and there's something moving in food, I absolutely think there's accountability that should be taken, and it's something that you can learn from it. For the restaurant to post a statement and indicate that me holding the sushi or me holding the chopsticks a certain way is why the sushi moved, I personally don't agree with it. Because I've had sushi 1,000 times and I held sushi 1,000 different ways, and never once have I seen sushi behaving that way. Again, that's not me saying it was a worm or it was a parasite. I'm just saying it was nothing that I did on my end. I literally was just eating as a customer. And as a customer, I shouldn't be the one getting blamed for if it was something moving in the food. At the end of the day, it's sushi. It's raw fish. There is risks and it's stuff that come with eating raw food, and I understand that fully. I just personally would wish that they would come out and they would be more accountable about it. Nonetheless, only thing I can do is control what I do. And I'm coming out and I'm saying I'm okay. And I pray for the lady who's in the hospital. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. This is my first and only time speaking on this. Y'all be safe.
Here's what a publicist thinks of Keith Lee's recent visit to the FOB sushi bar and the fallout afterward. Some of the biggest food giants have struggled to come back from this. Remember Chipotle and their E. coli outbreak. We'll talk about the responses later, but I'm going to walk you through step by step. On November 10th, Keith Lee visited FOB's sushi bar in Seattle, Washington, and he did his usual food review in the car. Viewers, while they were watching him, noticed something moving in the roll. On November 15th, FOB shared their safety protocols in a response to the conversation and the budding crisis. They also alluded to Keith Lee's holding of the chopsticks being a contributing factor to the end of it moving. On November 17th, a patron in that same restaurant posted that his girlfriend had been hospitalized for the past week after eating there. November 18th, Keith Lee posted a response video acknowledging the conversation and confirming that he had spoken to the individual that was in the hospital from eating the sushi at FOB, and they did confirm that that was true. They were not just joking for the internet. He came on camera to confirm he was feeling okay. However, he did make it a point to say that he's never seen sushi behave in that way. Kept the video pretty short and sweet. He said it's the only time he's going to talk on it. Later on November 18th, around the same time that Keith Lee posted this statement, FOB posted a follow-up statement on their page saying that they are closing both of their Washington locations indefinitely as they take time to review things and revisit how they could have gotten here. It's always good to take accountability and to be transparent. In the first response, them sharing their health and safety protocols, calling out their partner in collaboration to assure people that they do have efforts to be safe, secure, and keep your safety in mind. However, they lose all of their goodwill in that same statement by blaming one of the biggest patrons they've ever had for the way that they're holding chopsticks. It just kind of negated all of the goodwill they built up by being transparent in the first half of the statement. And then to have a patron come out and basically double down on the fact that you are having issues with your food, health, and safety protocols. Small business having an impact on your brand like this is really, really hard to bounce back from, especially if you work in the hospitality industry.
FOB Sushi in Seattle should be shut down. I'm not exaggerating. That restaurant should be shut down. But Rachel, what about the small businesses? Someone is in the hospital because of that restaurant. We saw on video a very famous Keith Lee. For those of you that don't know, Keith Lee is an influencer. He goes around to local businesses and supports them and tells people to go and eat there. As Keith Lee was recording his video, a piece of his sushi moved, indicating that there was a worm in his sushi. Yes, a worm. You can go look it up. It was slithering around. It was nasty. Now, I eat sushi. I know there's a risk. But having a man who's an influencer and having his food be the one that has the worm in it, knowing he has huge influence, God knows what they're doing to our food. Think about the amount of worms that were served that day. Think about the amount of parasites that people have in their bodies now. Someone's literally hospitalized. I'm sorry, but I feel like that's enough to shut down a restaurant. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. The fact that the restaurant denied there being a worm and gaslighting everyone who saw Keith Lee's video into thinking it wasn't a worm, that's the reason the restaurant should be shut down. People hate when you don't take accountability. If the restaurant were to come out and say, oh my goodness, we're so sorry, we sincerely apologize, we're going to make sure that our spaces are clean, this, and that. But no, these people went and were like, nope, you guys don't have clear eyes and there was no worm. Shut it down.